So it's an age-old sports question, whether you're playing an organized team or just backyard soccer. It's like, hey, can I get in the game? But that's not really the right question here. The right question is, should I be getting in the game? Welcome back, savers, stackers, and fellow metal enthusiasts. This week, we're going to take another look at our premium data and see what's been happening over the last couple of weeks. But before we jump in, let's take a look at the gold-silver ratio. Now, we'll see this in charts later, but here it is. As of today, November 2nd, 2024, it's 84 to 1. So you've got 84 1-ounce rounds to 1 ounce of gold. This happens to be a gold buffalo, which, again, as you know, I love. So this representation, actually, as we look at the scale, certainly favors silver as undervalued relative to gold. You'll see this come through in the data later. But let's jump in. Let's answer that question. Not can I get in the game, but should I get in the game? Okay, here we are. Now, before we jump into the data, just a couple of points to make. If you saw my earlier video, these are the same things we went through. But basically, what you'll see is data that I track on a weekly basis for specific metals that are aligned with my stacking strategy, some of my favorites, and from specific dealers that I purchase from on a regular basis. And what this will allow me to do is see how premiums are moving over time and how dealers are performing over time. And so I can take this data and at least identify attractive areas for further research or to kind of dig into a little bit further. What it's not investment advice, it's not stacking advice, and it certainly isn't dealer selection advice. It's really just a tool that you can use based on your own stacking strategies and your own personal preferences to maybe identify areas for you to look into a little more closely. Now, as we started out, gold-silver ratio is 84, which is flat from a couple weeks ago. Certainly, this is in the silver undervalued relative to gold range. It's been here for quite a while now. And so as I think about my stacking strategy and where I focus, silver would certainly come to the forefront versus gold. And as we look at the year-to-date performance, they both are performing exceptionally well. Now, while we had a slight pullback in this last week from a year-to-date return perspective, silver and gold at 40% and 34% respectively are just killing it this year. So it's been a great ride so far. And based on what I've been seeing from analysts and banks that make predictions on pricing, I think it's only going to get better from here. So exciting times with amazing returns. So good news here. Now, this is something I did differently from my first video introducing all of this data, is I put together a scorecard. And what this will do is this will summarize, and at the end, you'll see this completed. What is my current stacking status? How am I thinking about these metals that you see here? So you have American Eagles and Buffaloes, and then you have fractional American Gold, Silver Eagles, Constitutional, and Generic Rounds. So those are the metals that are most aligned with my stacking strategy. And then we'll look at which dealers are actually offering those at the best prices as of November 2nd. So if we jump in, sovereign gold. So these are the 1 ounce coins, the Buffaloes and the Eagles. If you just look at these numbers, and this is going to be unfortunately a consistent theme throughout this data, since the beginning of August, up 16.6%. American Eagles, 67.2%. So the premiums on these 1 ounce coins have gone up significantly over the last couple of months. And if you look at it, the average here, above 130 for an American Eagle, when, just 6 months ago, the premiums were $50 over spot. So just significant increases in premiums. And because of that, I'm not stacking them right now. I'm waiting to see if these premiums will come down before I jump in on them. And let's see, because there's a holiday coming up. I think there's going to be some good opportunities here. Same thing on the fractionals. If you look anywhere from roughly 15% to 32% up since August. Again, premiums in this range just too high for me. And even the lowest premiums of the month are well above my attractive. So on the fractional side, on Gold Eagles, I'm not stacking these right now. The premiums are just too high relative to where they were even just 6 months ago. Now on the silver side, a little bit of a different story. You can see that Eagles and Constitutional have gone up slightly. Generic silver rounds have gone up quite a bit. But even the silver Eagles, if you look at it, it's only been up maybe 2%, but the average premiums are in the $6 range, which is just way too high for silver Eagles. So even though the premium hasn't gone up much, I don't think there's much room for it to go up. So I'm not stacking any of this either. Right now, I'm not looking into these. The generic rounds at an average premium of $2 to $3 is just way too high. Constitutional is probably the closest to a decent price at about $1.70 over spot on average, but still just too high for me. Dealer performance. So who's offering the best pricing right now? You see, it's a bit all over the place. So SD Bullion has the Gold Buffaloes, Hero Bullion has the Gold Eagles, and Monument Metal kind of owns the fractionals. And if you look at these charts over the weeks, they have been the lowest price in fractionals by far than anyone else. So I would say, when I look at these dealers, these are great places to look for great pricing. On the silver side, it's a bit more equal. So Monument Metal has the best Silver Eagle prices week over week, but Hero Bullion's not far behind. Constitutional is Monument Metals. SD Bullion's not far behind. And then on generic rounds, you've got Hero Bullions, but I would consider this almost a virtual tie. So all in all, from a gold and silver dealer performance standpoint, you can see that it's spread out across a number of dealers, and depending on what you're going to buy, it gives you just a different place to look for that specific metal. So now if we come back to the scorecard, what does this all look like? Bottom line is my current stacking status is I'm stacking, but I'm on the sideline. So I'm looking for one-off opportunities. I'm looking for interesting offerings from dealers that I might want to take advantage of, but I'm certainly not actively stacking any of those metals that you saw because of the high premiums that we're seeing right now. And that's reflected in the what I like to stack ratings as well. Everything is red right now. And so I'm just being opportunistic. If something shoots down, or if there's a great sale on something, I might take advantage of that. But right now I'm just kind of sitting back and watching the market. The dealer performance section, as you can see, pretty much just summarizes what we saw before. So different dealers are performing with different metals, and so depending on what you're looking for, maybe what you're wanting to add to your stack, these might be great places to start when you're looking. Now, having said all of this, we're sitting here at November 2nd, November 3rd for this video. And what's coming up? You've got the holidays. You've got Black Friday. You've got the Christmas holidays. And I fully expect that we'll see some really great deals in this holiday season. And in fact, I will be recording a video in a day or so, not only with sort of a holiday gift guide and some suggestions on what I think would be great gifts for new and veteran stackers, but we're also going to take a look at that historical data and what happened last year in the month of November, December, and what might we expect based on that in the coming weeks. Because it could be that these premiums are going up, 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 so that dealers can then give us a big discount for, say, a Black Friday sale or a Cyber Monday sale. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, based on the data that I showed you, I'm on the sideline. looking for opportunities, but not yet investing in any specific area. So that's it for this video. Let's call it there. I definitely appreciate you taking a look at everything. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up on the video if you liked it and find this information useful. It'll really help as I'm trying to build the channel and trying to get more exposure for the information and the data that I'm putting out. So I appreciate your help and have a wonderful day.